This is part 4 of the chapter carbon. It's a very important lesson. Carbon is a very important element, as we have already discussed. So today we'll be discussing something about homologous series. So what do you mean by homologous series? Homo means everything is the same. So we can say it is a series of organic compounds in which every succeeding members, they will be differing from the previous one by one specific group, first thing. Second thing is they will be having the similar functional groups, they will be having similar chemical properties, and they will show gradation in physical property. Now what do you mean by gradation in physical properties? Means as the weight, now we are actually adding CH2 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 groups in each next distinct. So what happens, as CH2 increases, the molecular weight also increases. Now it is being slowly graded up to a heavier, bigger thing. So increasingly what will happen, everything will increase. So what will increase, the increase will be in temperature, in the melting point, in everything. So each member will differ from its successive members by a CH2 group. Now the CH2 means, if you take the molecular weight, carbon 12 and oxygen hydrogen 1, so the difference is 14. So what will happen is, if you are having successive, so they will always differ by CH2 CH2 groups. So this is called a homologous series. Now what are the characteristics of homologous series? So the first and the most important characteristic is they have the same general formula. The formula does not change. If it is alkanes, it is all will be alkanes. So general formula is always CnH2n plus 2. Then they have the same functional group, the second most important property. So if it is an alcohol, it will keep on adding alcohol to it. Alcohol will be alcohols only thing is the CH2 will change. They have same chemical properties because the basic structure, what we say chemical, the groupings is the same, functional group is the same, so they will have the same chemical properties. So the next is they can be prepared by any general method, they can be prepared. Then the fifth one is that they show gradation in physical properties. So only the physical property will slightly differ. So what are those? Those are the melting point, boiling point, because what will happen, each successive member of that homologous series will have a molecular weight more than 14. So there is a difference of 14 CH2. So that will increase the molecular weight, and that will actually increase the melting point, the boiling point, and all that. For example, we have seen here the boiling point of alcohol goes on increasing with the increase in the molecular weight. Other alcohols have very low boiling point, but because of this will this. So now what we will see is how do the homologous series of alkanes, alkynes and alkenes change. So we will just start writing the general formula so that we come to know what exactly does it look like. So now this is the homologous series of alkenes. I am writing alkanes. So this is the homologous series of alkanes. Now what do alkanes have? The general formula for alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. So and CnH2n plus, so the first one 2n plus 2. So the first alkane we know is methane. So this is CH4. So the next one will be CH2 more than that. So it will be C2H6, that is ethane. Next will be propane, that is C3H10, and so on. So this is the of alkanes. Now we can see the homologous series of alkenes. So of alkenes, remember there will be one double bond. So the general formula will of homologous alkenes is CnH2n. So the first one is a ethene. So next will change by CH2, it will be C3H6 propene, then will come butene, then will come butene C4 H8 and so on. So that is the general formula for homologous series of alkenes. Now next we will be seeing alkynes. So what are alkynes? So they will be having the formula, general formula CnH2n minus 2. So the first one which we will be seeing is, this is, there is no methane here, it is ethine, then propyne, then butane and so on. So these are the general formulae and some examples of the homologous series of alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. So please remember this is very important. Now the next important thing which we are interested is in the nomenclature. So how are carbon compounds named and identified? So they have been, so they first there were many different systems, but ultimately the whole world has come up with one unique thing, and that has been given by the IUPAC names. So what is IUPAC stands for? It is the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So there are different rules. The first rule of identifying or naming a thing is selects the longest possible chain containing the functional group. So now if you see this, the longest possible chain is 1, 2, 3, 4, it should be butene. Then second is the number of parents, a number of carbon is determined, is denoted by proper prefixing, methane for 1, ethane for 2, propane for 3, like that. So it depends on how many carbon atoms are there. The third is the groups attached to the parent chain, are indicated by their names and the number of carbon atoms which they are attached. So if it is an alkyl group, so what is the general formula of an alkyl group? It is CnH2n plus 1. For example, methane is CH4. Now from that you take away one hydrogen atom, it becomes CH3. Now that CH3 becomes a methyl group. Next is say ethane, it is C2H6. Now from that you take away one hydrogen, so it will become C2H5, so it becomes an ethyl group. Similarly propyl, pentyl, butyl, hexyl. So these are the different functional groups which get attached to the main carbon chain. Now for this one, so this is what we can say this. Now this is, we can call it as 2-methyl butane. So this is a butyl. So this is 2-methyl, means we will be learning the nomenclature with many examples later. Now next is the counting for the carbon chain is done in such a way, it is done in such a way that the carbon attached to the functional group gets the minimum number. Now what does it mean? For example, if you see this is CH3, CH2, CH3 and it is branched at CH3. Now I can name it from this side also and from this side also, from this side also, from both the sides. But then what is the procedure followed? So this side it will be more, so we don't take this, we start counting it from the this side. So which is the functional group nearest to the carbon atom? So it is 2. This is the first one and this is the second one. So we call it is 2-methyl butane. We cannot count from the left hand side and say it is 3-methyl butane. That is wrong, because all these procedures, the naming, the nomenclatures have been clearly identified, coded and even written down in the rule books. So we should see where the alkyl group is nearest to the carbon atom. So the nearest, it starts from the right hand side. Now the next is, if more than one identical groups are attached to the same, then prefix the number of carbon atom to which they are attached. So here if you are having say the numbers, so there is a penta is there 5, so di, tri, tetra, we can use like that. For example, if you see this, now here it is, if the nearest is again the same thing, see here the nearest is from here, if you see right hand side, it is the second one. So we say it is pent2ene, it is isopentene, like that. So Then for double bonds in alkanes, the suffix is "ene", and for triple bonds is "ines", that we already know as alkynes and alkenes. So the number of carbon atoms after which the double is also prefixed. Now for example, this one CH3 CH2, it is called pent2-ene because 2 means the position of the double bond. It is simply pentene, okay, that's a general term. But if I want to know where the double bond is located, I have to write it as pent2-ene, means it is on the second carbon where it is this is the second carbon. The second carbon here, it is that double bond, so it is pent2-ene. So this is how we do this. Now we are also doing some nomenclature. So now this nomenclature becomes an important topic because you will be asked to write the structures of some groups. Also you will be told to identify the structures of some groups. So now we will first see how to identify them. So I am just writing some this here and we will just see. So this is identify. It is identify the following compounds. So how will you identify? This is according to some rules. So what are the rules? We will just see. So identify the following compounds. Now if I am giving you, say like this, CH2 C CH2 CH3. So the first thing what we should see is how many carbon atoms are there. So 1 2 3 4. So it becomes butane. I am only telling butane, but then there is a double bond, so it is a alkene, so name will come butene. Okay, then still be specific. Where is the double bond situated? If you see, there is the double bond is here. So this is exactly in the first carbon atom. So the name, perfect name will be but1-ene. Now this one will indicate where the double bond is. So butene means 4 carbon atoms, but1-ene means it is an alkene having a double bond at the first carbon atom. So this was one of the examples. Now you can even have some other examples like this. For example, we can have like this. Now this is HC. Now if you remember, COOH means nothing, it is a carboxylic acid group. Now but how many carbon atoms are there? There is only one carbon atom here. So the name can be written, so it is a 1, so it is methane. So it has been, the one of the hydrogen has been divided by this carboxylic acid group, so the name is called methanoic acid. Now this methanoic acid also has another common name, it is also called as formic acid. It is also called as formic acid. Now we will take one more thing, just say this. Now this is CH3 CH2 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 C and CH. Now the first thing what we should see is how many carbon atoms are. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it is having 6 carbon atoms. So it is of, it's an alkane, but then we will say 6 means it will be hex. Now we will see, are there any bonds? Yes, there is one triple bond here. So this triple bond means it is an alkyne now, so it will become hexyne. Now the next thing what we have to see is which is the where is the triple bond. So if you see the triple bond from the shortest side is the first one. We cannot count it from the left hand side, we have to take it from the right hand side. So the perfect IUPAC name for this is hex1-ine. It is an hexyne, means it's an alkyne having a triple bond, and the position of the triple bond is the first carbon atom, right side. So it is called hex1-ine. We will take one more example. So this is OH C C C C 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is H. Then all these are being filled up by hydrogen atoms. 1, 2, 3. Now we have to name this. So the first thing which I'll see is how many carbon atoms are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 carbon atoms means it should be somewhere pentane, 5 pent. But there is one functional group attached to it, that is OH, hydroxyl group. It becomes an alcohol. But then where is it attached? So the attachment is on the first carbon atom. See, this is the first carbon atom. So we can say it is a pentanol, but since it is attached to the first carbon atom, I will write it as 1 pentanol. One more I can have. So this is CH3, CH, CH3, and here is again CH3. Now if you see there, it is a branched one, but how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3. So it becomes propane. Now there is one more carbon, but it is a branched one. Now which is the functional group attached to it? CH3. So we have already discussed CH3 means it becomes a methyl. So now it is a propane with a methyl group, but then what is the position of the methyl group, where it is attached? So we will see it is attached to the second carbon atom. So the name will be given as 2-methyl propane. So this is how we identify and name the nomenclature. So this is, now if we want to write the structures, so writing the structure, now this requires a lot of practice, writing the structures of the given compounds. So only compound names will be given. For example, they will give us 1-butyne. Now from the name we should know there are 4 carbon atoms. So what is the position? First we should draw the 4 carbon atoms. Now 1-butyne means one of that this thing is a triple bond. So I can give a bond here. So this is my triple bond, and remaining is I have to just fill up this. Now we have to see that the valency of 4 is satisfied in each of the cases. So we'll have to see. Now this carbon atom is 4, this is 4. What about this? This is 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and of this carbon atom it is 1, this side 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it will be having 1 H here. So 1, 2, 3 and 1, 4. So this makes it 1-butyne. The second one, we can have one more thing, say an propanone. I just want to write propanone. So how will I write propanone? Now propanone is a ketone. It will be having 3 hydrogen, 3 carbon atoms. So CH3, C and CH3. So 3 are there, but then that ketone group will come. So where will it come? So ketone will be CO. Now this is the structure of propanone. So this is how we write them. Then we can also have one more, 2, 3, little big one. So what if I want to write 2, 3 dichloropentane? So dichloro means there will be 2 chlorine atoms attached to a pentane. So pentane means we'll have to make 5 things. So this is H3C, or if you want to show the structure, we can show the structure like this. This is C, this is C, this is C, this is C, this is C. So this is basically a pentane. So just fill one part here. So this is satisfied. Now it is 2, 3. So 2, 3 means this is my second and this is my third. Okay, and then rest I will fill it up. See? So now if you see, this is the second carbon atom having a chlorine, third carbon atom having a chlorine. So we can write this as 2,3-dichloro-pentane. Now if I want something like a trichloromethane, how will that look like? How will I write this? Now remember, it is trichloromethane means it will have only one carbon atom, and it is trichloro. So trichloro means 3 chlorine atoms are attached to it, and of course the fourth one has to be satisfied with a hydrogen one. So this becomes trichloromethane. Now one more is there, we can take one more. We can take this one, 4-methyl pentane to all. Now 4-methyl means there is a methyl group on the fourth carbon atom. It is a pentanol. Pentanol means it will be having an 2, pent 2 all means it is a alcohol, but it will be there on the second. So all these things we have to see here. Now this is the fifth I am taking, fifth. So now it is having the fourth one is a methyl. So here I will take a methyl group, CH3 group. Here will be a normal one. Then here will be nothing, simple carbon. Yes, now it is 4-methyl pentane to all. So now this is the fourth one where it will be having the hydroxyl group, and this will be the normal ending one. Now if you see very carefully, it is pentane because there are 5 carbon atoms. 2 means it is having a what we say hydroxyl group or the functional group at 2, but also it is having a methyl group which is attached at the fourth carbon atom. So when we start from the right hand side, so this is the second one and this is the fourth one. So this is how it is written, 4-methyl pent to all. So it is a pentanol having a, it is an originally alcohol group pentanol, but it is additionally having a methyl group CH3 group attached, where 4 means the position of the carbon atom is 4. Thank you.